Imagine waking up one day to a world where the people who truly hold the power, the limited partners, aren't just silent investors behind the scenes, but the real drivers of change. A world where your voice echoes in the halls of influence, where your choices shape more than just portfolios, but shape futures. This isn't some far-off dream. It's a vision that almost burns in the chest, begging to be realized. Because if limited partners ruled the world, everything would look fundamentally different. More honest, more accountable, and more alive. Right now, there's a heavy weight pressing down. A feeling that no matter how much money moves, how many deals get done, or how many boardrooms are entered, the power still slips away. Like you're caught in a game rigged by others wearing loud suits and empty promises. You're told that influence is there for the taking, that your capital speaks louder than words, but deep down, you feel it's more like a whisper, fading in an endless room of noise. You've seen companies grow without heart, investments made without soul, decisions driven by spreadsheets instead of real impact. And it hurts, because you know better. You know that if those with capital, the limited partners, really took the reins, things could change from the inside out. The problem is this: the system isn't built to let you lead. It's built so your role is quiet, passive, almost invisible. You commit your money, you hope for growth, and you shut up until it's time for numbers. But what if instead, limited partners define the rules? What if your restless hunger to see real change wasn't ignored but welcomed? Imagine a world where your insight guides the strategy before the first contract is signed, where your need for genuine innovation drives the projects that get funded, not what's trendy or safe. Because power without voice is nothing. And the world is starving for that voice. It's clear. The way things are, you're stuck between comfort and frustration. Being limited in your influence, watching others pretend to lead, while real progress stays out of reach. You felt the sting of missed opportunities, not just financial, but the chance to do things that matter. Watching founders chase quick exits while true visionaries get drowned out. Seeing systems reward sameness while ignoring the bold, the rare, the disruptive. This isn't just about money. This is about legacy, impact, and the kind of future worth waking up for. And you don't have to settle for the sidelines. Now picture this: a world where limited partners break free from the old scripts. No more silent checks or armchair advice. Instead, you become active architects of transformation. Your role is no longer behind the curtain, but front and center. You are curators of ideas that challenge, innovators who push boundaries, and guardians of values that matter. Because when limited partners take charge, the power to redefine markets, reshape industries, and rebuild communities is unleashed. Capital stops being just capital. It becomes a force for breakthrough. This is about more than money working harder. It's about your influence sparking change everywhere it touches. Funding ventures that are uncomfortable, risky, and not always popular, because those are the ventures with the power to overturn the status quo. Supporting founders who don't just want to build companies, but who want to build movements. Valuing patience over instant gratification because real change takes time and grit. This is your moment to transform frustration into fiery purpose. But it's not just about what you put in, it's about what you stand for. It means refusing to be a spectator or a cog in a machine. It means declaring that your time, your capital, and your mind are too valuable to be squandered on the mediocre. It means joining forces with the few who share that hunger, who burn with the same refusal to settle. Because together, limited partners can become a radical force. Not by loud demands or empty slogans, but by relentless action and refusal to accept anything less than transformation. When limited partners lead, the relationship with founders changes too. It's no longer us and them. It's a partnership built on trust, honesty, and relentless drive. You push founders to confront their own limits, to unlearn what no longer serves, to be more than just players in a predictable game. You become the mirror and the challenge they need. This dynamic fuels stronger ideas and bolder moves. It puts real pressure on systems to evolve or collapse. What does that world look like? Transparency flows, not just slick reports, but raw, real conversations. Decisions aren't wrapped in jargon, but grounded in meaning and impact. Risks get met with courage, not fear. The obsession isn't with quick wins, but sustained change, crafting legacies that outlive market cycles. Because limited partners, when unleashed, don't just follow trends, they create futures. And here's a truth. You carry more power than you think. It's been hidden beneath years of playing small, backing away, and accepting limits. But it's there every time you question, every time you refuse the easy path. Choosing partners who challenge rather than comfort. Demanding clarity, not just numbers. Holding investments accountable not just financially, but ethically and socially. This is the power of conscious capital. Carved not by systems designed to contain, but by individuals who dare to redefine. Holding back isn't an option anymore. That nagging feeling inside, the urge to break out, to rewrite what limited partner even means, that's not just restlessness. It's a call, a crack in the old wall that lets light in. The world isn't waiting. It's moving faster than ever. And those who step forward don't just survive, they shape the game itself. To be a limited partner in this new world is to embrace contradiction. Confidence borrowed from humility, power tempered by care, ambition balanced with patience. It's knowing that the hardest battles are sometimes fought in quiet moments, in a call that challenges the founder, in a conversation that shifts perspective, in a decision to back a vision no one else sees. This is where true influence lives. Not headlines or applause, but in deep connections and fierce commitments. Every dollar invested is a declaration. You accept nothing less than greatness. You reject compromise that dulls the edge of progress. You become more than an investor. You become a builder of new realities. Because when limited partners create their own world, comfort and convention burn away, and only the essential remains: courage, vision, and relentless action. This isn't about fitting in. It's about burning out. Burning out old ways, old beliefs, old fears. Letting that fire light the path and pull others toward it. The few are never the many at first, but they are the ones who move mountains, who spark revolutions, who refuse to passively watch life happen. The world run by limited partners is a world where freedom isn't just promised, but lived, where power is shared by responsibility and influence is exercised with clarity, a world where every investment tells a story beyond numbers, a story of liberation, transformation, and becoming. So the question isn't what if, it's when. When will limited partners rise from the silence, claim their power, and reshape what's possible? When will the fire inside become the force outside? Because that moment isn't on the horizon. It's right now, burning beneath the surface, waiting to explode. This is your call to action, to own that power, not in theory, but in every decision, every dialogue, every step forward. To reject ease and embrace the hard road that leads to true freedom. To build bridges between capital and courage, between ideas and impact. This is how the next generation of limited partners will be remembered, not as spectators, but as creators. It's time to stop watching from the sidelines, to be the force that breaks the cycle of comfort and routine. The world is hungry for what only you can offer: fearless vision, fierce commitment, and the unshakable demand for greatness. When limited partners run the world, chains will fall, not from outside pressure, but from inside the very systems long thought untouchable. Because when those who hold capital take ownership, they don't just invest differently, they lead differently. And that, more than anything else, is what will change everything.